Adding fractions. Addition comes back to what we've learned in first grade, and it's 3 apples plus 5 apples is 8 apples. Whenever you have addition, you're counting. That's all it is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you did it at the beginning, you'd have 5 fingers and then 3 fingers. That's what you would do. It's just 2, 3, 4, 5 on one hand, and then you would put up 3 on the other, and then you would count them out to get 8. It's the same thing. Whenever you see plus, you want to think of your fingers. You want to think of counting like things. So when you read it with a plus, it says 1/5 plus 2/5. That's what this means. The fifth is the thing we're counting. These are like your fingers. So you have 1 finger plus 2 fingers for a total of 3 fingers. But they're not fingers. They're fifths. And that's what you need. A common denominator, you just add across. Okay? Same with subtraction. If you had 5/7 and you're going to take away 4/7, you get 1/7. Alright, so I want you to try it with each of these, A, B, C, and D. Just add straight across. If you can reduce at the end, then reduce. If not, circle the answer. Hit pause now. Alright, and this is what you should have gotten. Set 3 plus 7, so 3/5 and 7/5 for a total of 10/5. Reduces down to 2, and so on. So check your work. Okay, so if you have common denominators, you can just add straight across. The top, not the bottom. The bottom is the thing that you're counting. Always remember that. Denominator is the second part. It's the thing you count. So let's look at it this way. What if they're not the same? So if you have 4 apples plus 2 pears, you don't get 6 apple-ars. You don't mix them together. It doesn't work. They have to be the same. So if you see 3/5 plus 2 eighths, you don't get 5 fates. Or 5/13. It doesn't work. They can't merge together. Adding fractions, you need a common denominator. You need that like term, those common fingers or apples, something to count. So look at this. We have 5/6, negative 5/6, and then 2/3. If you look at the picture of them, we have 5/6, 2/3. They're not the same. And if you've done the equivalent fraction, you may be like, oh, I can just do this. I can cut them into 6, right? We multiply by 2, so we doubled the number of sizes. And then now you can think with negative, these are going to be red. Like that, and you can just cancel. So 1 with 1, and what we're left with is a negative 1/6. So that should be our answer. But we're not going to be drawing pictures each time. That's the visual of it. But the whole point is they must be made the same. So what we did first was convert them into common size fractions. In order to do that, you need a least common denominator. So we did a couple techniques with LCDs before. LCMs is what we called them before. I'm going to stick with the latter. So 6 and 3 both have a 3 in common. So you get 2 and 1. So our LCD is 3 times 2 times 1, which is 6. You could also just take 6 and 3 and multiply them. So remember 6 times 1, 6 times 2, 6 times 3, 6 times 4, and then do the same thing with the 3, 3, 6, and there it is. It's the smallest common multiple, which is 6. So you can turn both a 3 and a 6 into 6. Alright, and then once you find your LCD, we then need to convert the denominators into common denominators, and this way we can add them. And we multiply 6 times 1, so that gives us negative 5, because we have a negative there. 3 times 2 would give us 6, but if you multiply the bottom, you have to multiply the top. That's our equivalent fraction rule. And then if we add them, remember, we only add the tops because these are our like term, 6. We get negative 5 plus 4, which is negative 1, which gives us negative 1/6. And that was the answer that we had picture-wise, negative 1/6. You can also do this horizontally. So times 1 and 1, which gives us negative 5/6, times 2 and 2, which gives us 4/6. And then just add straight across. Either way, you get the answer. So pick a method, straight across, up and down. But these are your steps. A, B, and C. That's it. So you find an LCD, you convert the denominators into that common LCD, and then add top and bottom. And then reduce the answer by as if possible. The reason I'm saying 1 is you're multiplying top and bottom by the same number, which is basically 1. 2 over 2, 3 over 3, whatever you pick. Alright, so here I want you to try some. Here is 4/5 plus negative 3/10. And we're going to do a little bit larger one here. 3/13 plus 5/2. So hit pause and try these. And there you have it. There's your answers. So the common denominator for the first one was 10. Multiply top and bottom. Add the tops. Common denominator for the second one was 26. Multiply top and bottom. Add the tops. First one reduced. And that is adding fractions. That's it. 3 steps. Common denominator, multiply top and bottom, allows us to add them up.